Well, hello there, Cozy Club, and welcome back in, my friends. Hopefully, you guys are having a fantastic start to your week. As you guys know, each and every year, we make a wish list of characters that we would like to see come to the game and come into Disney Sorcerer's Arena. Now, on today's video, we're going to first reflect on the wish list that we made for 2021, see how many characters came of the ones that we wanted to see, and then we've got a fresh new list of characters that we would like to see come into the game starting now up until the next year. You see, they've hit a lot of the Disney legends and a lot of the great characters, but there are still so many great options out there. And we're going to be talking about the ones that I want to see come. Not only the ones that we want, but also the ones that I think are going to benefit the factions or the tags that are lacking the most within the game. And so let's go ahead and take a look back first at the 2021 wish list. As you guys know, we've got Hercules right after this list came out. Obviously, Peter Pan came out in the summer. We've got the Wreck-It Ralph Legendary event. We had Goliath come just recently, Tiana, and then obviously we had Tangle come at the beginning of the year. And so I don't want to repeat all of the characters on this list. Some of them are definitely going to be, important enough to Disney that we wanted to include them as well. But we've got 20 different characters, even more than that actually, today that we're going to be talking about that I want to see come into the game and what I think will overall make DSA a better game. Now, obviously, you guys know what the question of the day is. Now, go ahead and comment down below so that the devs and myself can see which characters you guys want to see the most and what franchises deserve to come to DSA. I see people wanting original Disney movies, Disney classics, Bambi, Cars, whatever you want. Put it down below, and I'm excited to read y'all's comments. Now, with all that being said, Cozy Club, let's go ahead and jump into today's video. If you guys have not already, go ahead and take a moment to click that red subscribe button. Help support the channel a ton. And again, over 50% of you guys haven't clicked the red button. It helps a lot, guys. And if you haven't as well, join the Twitter or the Instagram community. Now, strap up and let's begin. Alrighty, Cozy Club, well, welcome in, my friends. So, we've got a lot of characters to cover today. We've got these 20 rectangles that have all the characters and franchises that I think are going to help boost up the other factions that are needing characters and needing more of an identity. In addition to that, obviously, we're going to be pointing out some of the best, most wanted franchises and characters that Disney has. Now, we're going to go ahead and leave off Star Wars and Marvel, although I would love personally to see both of those in here. We're going to focus more on the core world of Disney, with just one exception, and we'll get to that here in just a little bit. So, to start off the video, we've got at number 20, in no specific order, our first franchise that I would like to see that could plausibly be a legendary event. We have the Atlantis crew. Now, this is one of the few squads we haven't gotten in the Disney universe. And although I have another couple groups of Oceanics I might want to see a little bit more, I think this would be a great way to bring some more identity to the Oceanics as well as the Adventurer tag. Guys, by bringing in Milo, someone like Vinny, really cool character within the movie, and then obviously Kita would be a very much welcome addition into the game. Coming up next, we have the Sanderson sisters. Now, I know Halloween just passed, and this wouldn't have been the golden opportunity, but I think the Sanderson sisters would really add the sorcery into the Disney Sorcerer's Arena. It would just be a blast to see the sisters into the game, and I just hope we don't have to wait until next Halloween for them to arrive. Any Hocus Pocus fans out there? Now, moving right along, we've got John Smith and Governor Radcliffe. Now, this is going to bring both a hero and a villain in. Guys, I'm not going to lie. The DSA factions, they confuse me. Like, I don't know how they prioritize who deserves to be in which faction. We kind of have seen this from time to time. But I think that John Smith and Governor Radcliffe would be a great addition to the Wilds category. Although Radcliffe could maybe be a DTV, both would fit the Wilds faction, and Pocahontas definitely deserves a strong duo synergy. She's a great character. I feel like she's lacking a little bit. And to bring in John Smith as this kind of like hybrid offense, maybe a tank character, would be a welcome addition indeed. Would love to see John Smith, Radcliffe, and the little puppy. I think his name is like Percy. Let's keep it going with the Wilds, my friends. We've got Mufasa and Nala. Now, Cozy Club, obviously by now, you guys know that the Disney Renaissance, I think, needs more love in general. However, I think the Wild faction could definitely benefit from Mufasa and Nala coming into the game. And at the risk of sounding like a broken record, I think it'd be really cool that we would have the Lion King characters get a refresh at the exact same time as these characters coming out, bringing a little bit more identity to Scar, and then obviously Rafiki and Simba, who are okay, but they definitely could use a refresh. Nala and Simba for some great duo synergy, and then Mufasa as possibly the wild leader that's truly dedicated to the wild faction. See, I told you, it's gonna be much more than 20. I put 20 rectangles, but we got a lot of characters to cover. Bruce, Nemo, Marlin, and Dory. Guys, Finding Nemo is one of Pixar's best movies in my humble opinion, and I think it would be a great addition as well, as they're one of the last oceanic groups that we're going to be talking about. We have one more left as my personal favorite, but Finding Nemo would be very interesting and a cool way to see how they adapt them within the game. Now, kind of weird to think about them just kind of floating, but they've done Jack Jack. They've done weirder characters. Having Bruce, a mighty shark, and then having Nemo and Dory could be a lot of fun to bring into the oceanic faction, and overall, I'm sure we would all welcome them with open arms. I would love them to bring speed to the Oceanics. Oceanics right now are very meaty, so it'd be cool to see them bring some swiftness to the Oceanic faction. Next up, we've got a Disney classic, guys. I know many of you guys want to see Alice in Wonderland come into the game. My friends Cheshire Cat, the Mad Hatter, and Alice herself would be awesome to add, and they're definitely a classic. Now, we have the Queen of Hearts. We have little mentions of Alice in Wonderland, but to truly round it out and bring in Alice and some of the gang be a fun way to maybe include some more mythicals into the game. Or I don't know, you guys tell me which faction you think Alice in Wonderland works with, but I would love for them to come in. They're not the top of my priority, but I know a lot of people love Alice in Wonderland. By far one of the trippiest movies out there. Like, it's a trip, and that is using every sense of the word, but it'd be cool to have him within the game. Jim Hawkins and the Treasure Planet crew would be awesome to add as well. Now, personally, I think we're either going to get Atlantis or Treasure Planet. I don't see us getting both, or at least maybe this year. But it's another big crew of characters that could add in to the adventure faction. And overall, I would love to see this Disney forgotten favorite of mine and just get restored and see the Treasure Planet crew all together. Pretty sure it's based on a book, but obviously within Disney, they're in space. If you haven't seen Treasure Planet, I suggest to go watch it on Disney+. Great movie, and it would be an awesome character to add, even if we just got Jim. The mascot of this game is Sorcerer Mickey, and guys, he has a mentor from Fantasia. For those that don't know who I'm talking about, Yen Sid is going to be the master sorcerer, and he is the leader of Mickey. Fun fact, if you don't know, Yen Sid is Disney backwards, and I think with Sorcerer Mickey desperately needing a refresh to bring him up to the rest of the squad standards that we have come to know at the end of 2021. I would love to see Yen Sid come into the game, and he's not the only Fantasia character I'd like to see, but anytime we could bring a new character with some refreshes, definitely would be cool. Let me know down in the comments. Any Fantasia fans out there? Now, Sorcerer Mickey, he's like the mascot of the game, so to me, this makes a lot of sense. Now, this next character we have had on pretty much every list that we have made. I'm going to be brief on it because we've talked about him before. Tarzan, obviously, guys, would be a great welcomed addition to the Wild faction. I think there are some licensing issues with the movie Tarzan. I'm not quite sure. Maybe it's Phil Collins holding everything up, but Tarzan obviously is a character, an iconic character that we would all like to see. I don't know how long or if we could see him because I've heard different things from different people, but obviously we all want Tarzan swinging on vines and doing his thing. Keeping on with the wilds that we put in last video, I still can't believe that we haven't had Tarzan or this next group of characters, Winnie the Pooh. Guys, let's just be honest. Having Winnie the Pooh be an epic legendary that just completely destroys Hercules and Hades would just be hilariously amazing. Like, having Pooh on a red balloon and Eeyore like falling half asleep. This could be a very cool crew that has their own identity. Now, I don't want them to have synergy just within themselves. I would like there to be wild synergy, but there are a lot of Winnie the Pooh fans, and at the very least, just give me Pooh Bear. Cinderella, Cinderella, Cinderella. Guys, we have a few Disney core princesses left within the DSA universe. And guys, Cinderella would surely bring some strong supporting or maybe even a tanking presence to the princess faction. I would love for them to go ahead and just round out the princesses. We only have a few major ones left So hopefully within 2022, we get to see Cinderella. Maybe we see the prince as well. Now, personally, as you guys know, the princess faction is already meta, but to kind of complete the cycle would be something that's just kind of perfect for 2022, adding in the rest of the princesses. Hashtag bring Anna, Elsa, and Glitch the princess tag that they so rightfully deserve. Even though they're queens, not royalty. I don't know. I saw Wreck-It Ralph and they were all there together, so I want to see it in the game as well. Cusco! Guys, we've been asking for this since the first time we've done the video. We have Krunk, we have Yzma. They're worthless. Guys, I would love to see the Emperor come into the game via llama and human form, bringing in even more powerful kingdom characters and hopefully a refresh and a rework to the two characters that aren't getting a lot of love. Heck, I have someone in my comments that's always mentioning Cusco coming to the game, so got you, bud. Now, I thought we would have gotten these two when Maleficent came into the game, but since that never happened, I would love to see the Sleeping Beauty and Prince Philip come into the game. I think they are much adds within the game, and I would love to see Philip be honestly like a really strong tank and hybrid, kind of like Beast as well. I think having the princess be this hybrid of both offense and defense, you know, protecting the princess, but also delivering the blows. Guys, Prince Philip went toe-to-toe with Maleficent. He's obviously has to be a great character. Now, I wish we would have saw them when Maleficent came out, but it's never too late. Would definitely want to see these two added to the game. Can you say legendary of 2022? Guys, if you haven't seen Inside Out, one of the most beautiful movies I think that Disney has created. Now, obviously, we already have the iconic Jingles. And we have anger, but we don't have joy and the rest of the emotions. Now, I think this could be a cool style of a legendary event that would bring kind of a mythical faction or a new take on it. They're very small. I don't know how they would make it work, but I think this could be cool to add them into the game. Obviously, we already have other Inside Out characters, and so kind of screams legendary in my opinion. I don't know. There's a lot of legendary options as we go through this video. Where does Inside Out rank in y'all's opinion? I definitely would love to see him. He is the electric sensational, the man with the moves. Powerline would just be absolutely epic. With the power of voice, dance, and whatever else, I think Powerline could be a great support and maybe offense character. I said this on the last video. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to keep saying it until hopefully we get him. Powerline would be such a BA character to add to the game. And heck, you can bring Max and his friends to have a little more synergy in there if you want to as well. Yay, I know we all wanted more downtown heroes. The Demon of Fantasia. Some call him Satan. Guys, it doesn't get much more villainous than Chernabog. My friends, if you don't know who Chernabog is, go ahead and open a book, watch a movie. He is from Fantasia as well. We talked about Yin Sid, so let's go ahead and go full circle and bring in what I think is one of the coolest villains in the entire Disney universe. Chernabog would just be such a welcomed addition, and I think could really cap up the villain faction as a whole. We have a few other villains that we're waiting to have added to the game, but with the Zeus meta that's definitely going to hit us at some point, Chernabog would be awesome to add in that mythical mix, and then, you know, put Hades and the other villain mythicals with a proper leadership. Now, for this next character, I still can't decide. We have Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Now, I can't decide, do I want the dwarfs in her kit? Do we want just the main ones that come out like Grumpy, Dopey, or Doc? Or should they just be added in a spell? Now, surely we're going to be getting Snow White, in my opinion, pretty soon, because the next character on the list as well, we'll go ahead and show her as well, the Evil Queen, are the two characters that I think we're going to get relatively next, like within the next couple months, in my opinion. And I think there's a lot of cool theory crafting potential for the dwarfs. Now, having them be a spell would be cool with like random harmful effects like sleeping and whatnot after the dwarfs, or having them as like an endless stacking unit that you have to go through all of them to finally kill them off as a character. I think there's a lot of great options here, and hopefully Glue rises to the creative challenge that would be the Seven Dwarfs and Snow White, bringing in one of the last princesses as well. And then obviously the Evil Queen, who I think could be a great legendary character, but I don't know. I'll ask you guys. Does the Evil Queen deserve legendary status? At this point, I've asked you guys to comment for like 9 different things, so I'm going to have to remember what I asked, but go ahead. I want to hear y'all's thoughts. All right, I'm going to have to readjust myself for this one. Strap up, okay? There's some of you guys that are going to be massive fans of this, others not so much, but probably by far the character that I want to see come to the game the most, even though I said this was not in an order, it's towards the top. Sora bringing in a Kingdom Hearts and DSA crossover would be epic on so many levels. Now, first of all, if you guys don't know, there's an anniversary for Kingdom Hearts coming next year. So I think there is a strong possibility Super Smash had the arrival of Sora coming. And obviously, with this being one of the only Disney games available, bringing in Sora to DSA would make so much sense and bring a lot of new fans to this game. Because guys, if I've learned one thing, Kingdom Hearts fans, they travel. They're like the best sports team that travels to all the stadiums. Kingdom Hearts fans would love to see Sora come into the game, wielding the powerful Keyblade, maybe having Donald and Goofy, and then altogether, guys, it would just be epic to have the alternative costumes. If you haven't, guys, go play Kingdom Hearts 1. Phenomenal game. Start there, see how you like it. But if you like Disney and the Disney universe, 10 out of 10 recommendation. But I will warn you, it can be pretty tough. And Cozy Club, for our last character or characters, we have the legendary event that I would like to see the most. You guys know I've been talking about it. Pirates of the Caribbean, guys. Will Turner, Elizabeth Swann, Barbossa, the Black Pearl spell. We already have it written out in our brains, and the Oceanic could just use it by a massive degree. I want to see Orlando Bloom. I want to see Keira Knightley. It'd be such an awesome addition. We've seen these live action characters come into the game via obviously the Jungle Cruise, and then we've had some other ones come in. This would be at the top of my list for a epic legendary Oceanic event. I mean, we do have Ursula, but to bring our own Oceanic legendary in, maybe the legendary is Barbossa, or maybe a cursed Jack Sparrow. All of these would be so cool to bring in. And this is definitely towards the top of my list. Although every character we talked about today, which at this point is like 40 plus, would be such a welcomed addition. I think they did very well last year, and it's always fun trying to speculate and ask what characters we would like to see. I know they do surveys. I know there's a lot we missed out on, like Cars or, you know, Tailspin, because Lord knows we need another Baloo. There's a lot of characters that are kind of missing from different franchises, but I think we hit the nail on the head with, you know, what would fill not only faction needs, but also iconic Disney characters. So once again, here is the master list of all the characters we'd like to see. Comment down below what is your favorite from today and who you would like to see the most. My friends, if you haven't already, we have an Instagram that I'll go ahead and put in the comments where we cover DSA, my personal life, and a bunch of other fun nostalgic stuff. If you haven't, guys, go ahead and check me out on Twitch. I stream every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with fun and creative segments, giveaways, trivia, all that good jazz. Subscribe if you haven't, and until next time, stay cozy.